How unreliable is it to let a man take care of things? Seeing a bug on the table, he directly charged at it while holding his daughter. She thought it was great. Teaching his 2-year-old daughter to use the toilet, his expression was like a gorilla, scaring his daughter into crying loudly. Seeing his 3-year-old daughter wandering around, he scolded her, and she cried in grievance. But when he saw his daughter's words, he cried. On his daughter's 4th birthday, he dressed up as a clown at midnight to celebrate, scaring his daughter out of her wits. Playing on the slide with his 5-year-old daughter, he almost fell flat on his face, playing soccer with his 6-year-old daughter. He just felt a bit useless. Luckily, his daughter was quite capable. At 7, she could translate for him on set and even use magic to wake him up when he fainted during filming. This was actually all a game between men and women. The man had a nice name, Da Hai. By working as a stunt double on set, he provided a prosperous life for the woman. But for some reason, the pipes in the woman's house downstairs kept getting clogged recently, and Da Hai had to help unclog them every time. His daughter couldn't understand why he couldn't just hire a plumber. Da Hai gradually became a daughter fanatic. To make his daughter happy, he turned their home into a mini amusement park. Whenever he had time, he would play with his daughter. Afraid his daughter would miss her mom, Da Hai would put letters he wrote into envelopes, pretending they were from her mom. To make it believable, Da Hai even photoshopped pictures of her mom with various celebrities. In the letters, her mom was a superhero, busy saving the world. For example, she once met Batman and helped distribute corn tortillas and cactus juice to the disaster-stricken residents of Gotham City. For instance, she once saved the endangered platypus in Australia. Such wild ideas could only come from Da Hai. However, when his daughter told her classmates about these stories, they didn't believe her and even mocked her for not having a mom. Da Hai took his daughter to the hospital for a checkup. After giving Da Hai an injection, the doctor would always take out a bottle of red pills for his daughter, saying they were vitamins, and while she took them, he would find a way to send her away. Then the doctor would become serious. At the amusement park, seeing others with their moms, his daughter felt a bit disappointed. She really wished her mom was by her side. Can that woman be a mother? Da Hai held auditions, but unexpectedly, all the actors were either overly dramatic or lacked the right image and temperament. To stop the downstairs aunt from bothering her, the daughter specifically found an old man to get a checkup. The old man was busy all afternoon and only said one sentence, which made the downstairs aunt grind her teeth in anger. That day, Da Hai suddenly received a call. It was actually the daughter's real mother. Seeing the daughter jumping with excitement, Da Hai decided to take her to meet her. However, after 7 years apart, Da Hai had long forgotten what the mother looked like, but the daughter recognized her at a glance and wanted to ask her mother where she had been all these years. The story goes back to 7 years ago. The man was driving with Bao, speeding all the way, overtaking cars, dodging buses, racing to the airport, only to see the daughter, and the woman had already boarded the plane, leaving Da Hai bewildered. About an hour earlier, Da Hai opened the door in the morning and saw a woman holding a child. The woman claimed it was her love from 20 months ago, and as a playboy, Da Hai finally understood a bit. The woman reached out for just 10 yuan and handed Bao over to Da Hai to take care of. By the time the bewildered Da Hai reacted, the woman had already boarded the plane and left, and Da Hai couldn't even take care of his own life. Looking at the baby making a mess, he was full of disdain. Fortunately, someone helped change the diaper. Da Hai only wanted to send the baby back. At home, he found information about Xiao Li. It was a letter from a year and a half ago with a photo of her at a hotel inside. In a hurry, he went online to check the information, and it turned out to be a hotel in the United States. Da Hai didn't even have a basic level of English, so he couldn't communicate even if he went there. Moreover, Da Hai was afraid of flying. To send his daughter away, Da Hai decided to set off on foot, which could save a lot on travel expenses. Looking at his watch, it was time to eat, and Da Hai was about to collapse. Fortunately, he met a kind-hearted truck driver willing to give them a ride. It's just that the driver had a bit of a temper. Eventually, they arrived at Xiao Li's hotel, and the security guard told her that Xiao Li had resigned. But Da Hai couldn't understand what it meant and wanted to go directly into the hotel to find her, but was stopped by the security guard. Although Da Hai couldn't understand with his ears, his eyes weren't blind. If even dogs could enter the hotel, why couldn't he? Da Hai turned and went to the back door. After settling his daughter, he went to ask a staff member for directions. After a long time, he couldn't understand a word, so he had to go upstairs to search the floors himself. At this moment, his daughter woke up from the basket, saw no one around, and slowly crawled to the edge of the pool, just in time to be seen by Da Hai from the top floor. He shouted anxiously from upstairs. At this moment, he forgot his daughter's name. Seeing that she was about to fall into the pool, it was definitely too late to go downstairs. In a panic, he climbed over the railing and jumped down for his daughter. The moment he picked up his daughter, it was as if he was reborn. This scene was witnessed by a director who was troubled about finding a stunt double. Initially, Da Hai refused, but the director started painting a rosy picture for him. To find Xiao Li, Da Hai had no choice but to agree, settled down, and thus began his life as a stay-at-home dad. Although he seemed a bit clumsy at first, 7 years passed in a flash, and fortunately, his daughter grew up safely. One day, Dahai suddenly received a call from Xiaoli. She took the initiative to ask to see her daughter. When Xiaoli arrived at Dahai's house and saw all the toys inside, she was completely stunned. The daughter took out the letters she had received over the years, all written by her mom during various missions, leaving Xiaoli utterly confused. She never expected that the man who once couldn't take care of himself would take such good care of their daughter. The next day, the daughter took her mom to school. She was no longer a child without a mom. However, Xiaoli's appearance this time was not just for a simple meeting. This woman wanted to introduce her daughter to her other half. The daughter looked expectantly at the doorway. This one has more hair than dad. This one is younger than dad. This one isn't Mexican like dad. I even have a boil on my butt. Do you want to see it? It turned out to be a woman, which left both father and daughter jaw dropped. To show how brave her dad was, the daughter invited Xiaoli and her partner to the set. Originally, the director wanted Dahai to jump from the 8th floor, but the daughter, acting as a translator, said he could jump from the 10th. When Dahai got upstairs, he realized the floor was wrong and shouted that he wouldn't jump. The director found out the daughter lied and scolded her. Seeing his daughter being scolded, Dahai said it was his promise to jump from the 10th floor, and he was just scared earlier. During the performance, for his daughter, he jumped right down. Due to the speed, he bounced back to the ground. His daughter used magic to wake him up again, but this time it took longer. Xiaoli felt that Dahai's job was too dangerous, and he might end up dead if he wasn't careful. Xiaoli told his daughter the truth. He wasn't a superhero and had never saved the world. Even his magic was fake. The daughter was very upset and tore up all the photos after returning home, calling Dahai a liar. A week later, Dahai received a court summons. Xiaoli wanted custody back, claiming Dahai's job was too dangerous. The judge felt the case was complicated and planned to re-evaluate it in 2 weeks. Dahai also changed to a less dangerous job, working as a housekeeper for an old lady. While walking her dog, he was almost eaten by a big black dog. While fixing her car, the forgetful old lady dragged him 100 meters away, and his rear end looked like a monkey's. While connecting wires, the kind old lady, worried he couldn't see clearly, flipped the switch on him. It seemed being a stunt double was safer. During the next court session, Dahai's friends only made things worse. Only the director mentioned the scene where he jumped from the stone building to save his daughter. Dahai believed that as a mother, one shouldn't give their daughter to someone else from a young age and then take her back after she forms bonds with others. That would be too cruel. Finally, the judge's decision was Xiaoli lost the case, but he was not willing to give up. He applied for a paternity test, and the results were unexpected for everyone. The daughter was not Dahai's. Xiaoli was the king of the sea, and eventually, Xiaoli won custody. When parting, the father and daughter hugged and cried. Xiaoli felt they should have some time alone to say goodbye properly. He waited downstairs for a long time and realized something was wrong. When he went upstairs, he found the father and daughter had escaped through the window. They were walking back to Mexico, just like they had walked to the United States 7 years ago. On the road, they encountered that truck again. However, the driver had changed, but the person was still willing to give them a ride. Xiaoli went to find the director to ask about Dahai's whereabouts. The director, pushed to his limit, finally revealed the truth. Dahai, with his daughter, was cliff diving, fishing on a small boat, and playing soccer on the beach. At this moment, Xiaoli came over, and the three of them, like a family, happily enjoyed life together. As seagulls flew across the sky and the golden sunset sank into the clouds, the daughter closed her eyes forever in Dahai's arms. The movie, Extraordinary Women, ends here. Responsibility makes people grow, and love makes people strong. Because of love, the man overcame his fears, transforming from a playboy into a mature and steady person, learning to face life's uncertainties. Alright, if you want to see more great movie reviews, please follow me. Bye bye.
Yeah.